Hi, I'm Mary Kitchen from Red Carpet Diary at the Visa Screening Room at the Toronto International Film Festival. And this is the second part of our interview with John Sayles and Charles S. Dutton of Honeydripper.
I was literally an author before I wrote fiction. And so when I came to movie making, I felt like, well, when I write a book, I write the first, second, and third draft of it. And nobody else comes in and has a focus group and tells me how to write that third draft or says, I think we'll change the ending, So when I came to movie making, I wanted that kind of control over it. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to write, direct, and edit, which I do, but you have to control the writing, directing, and editing. So there are directors who only direct, but they also work with the screenwriters when they're working on it, and they're in the editing room the whole time, and they have final cut. And to me, that's what it really means, is that you have a story to tell, and the story that goes on the screen is the story that you wanted to tell.
When he writes a screenplay, he actually writes a biography for all the characters. What it does for the actor is that it alleviates and takes away all of that unnecessary intellectualism. What color are the toilet seats in the Elizabethan period kind of actors? Over-intellectualizing every moment. Because then you already have your history. It's already written out for you. And he sends you that weeks in advance. So when you get there, you don't have any questions. And then the tendency is that you don't feel you need to overact because you've digested the past. It's in your system as the character, and then you can just be.
Generally, I just write the story the way I want to write it, and then I read it over, and there's this thing of, oh boy, this isn't very commercial. and then it's a matter of how can I do this story the way I want to do it, but afford to do it because it's not that commercial. And every once in a while I write something and say, oh good, this is pretty commercial, and we could probably raise more money on this. Sometimes you do and sometimes you don't raise the money. I also am a screenwriter for hire, and this movie I financed myself by writing lots and lots and lots and lots of screenplays. But truly I don't get those things, well geez, if the dog lives we'll make more money and so I'll have the dog live. But I also feel like movies should earn a sad ending or earn a happy ending, and as you're writing them and they evolve, sometimes you just realize, okay, well, I can't tack a happy ending onto that. It just doesn't graft well onto this story. In Honeydripper, there's all kinds of things that could go wrong, but by the end of it, you feel like these people have earned a happy ending, and so people come out of the movie just feeling really good because they were rooting for people, and there were all these traps and things that could go wrong, but finally the movie earns its happy ending. But some of the movies that I see from Hollywood that fail, they fail because I say, well, there may have been a through line of an idea to begin with, but after all the conferences and the test marketing and the reshoots and everything like that, it's just a hodgepodge of, well, maybe they'll like this, maybe they'll like this, so we have to do this, or we have to worry about that, and there's not one person telling a story anymore.
What is up next for you?
I'm writing a novel, which I don't have to raise money to do, which is great. And then we'll see. I always have a lot of movie ideas, and generally we make the one that we can finance. So I've never basically made movies in the order that I've written them. It's in the order that we could get them financed, and so you always like to have some bigger budget ones and some smaller budget ones there, and some no budget ones.